If you haven't heard the name Brendan Cowell, pull your head from the sand. Actor, producer, director, writer and lover. Many tip him as the great hope of the Australian film, television, theatre and industry of artistic pursuit in general. There's no pressure, mind you, none whatsoever.
With that in mind, he has 2 film projects up his sleeve, a dabble in Hamlet and a directorial stage debut about to be rolled out in 2008. It's looking like a bumper year for this Sydney boy, and he joins us once again this morning.
Morning, Brendan.
Hello, morning.
How are
you? That all sounds good, doesn't it?
That sounds
busy.
Yeah.
It must exhaust you when you figure exactly what you're up to next year.
Yeah, I try not to look at the mountain. I try to just look at the kind of step ahead of me and focus on the one thing. But it's a pretty exciting year because it's quite diverse.
Yeah,
that's the way I like it, really.
Well, David just asked you in the break if you were on holidays, but it sounds like even if you were on holidays, you'd be doing something, you'd be writing or thinking of your next project. Is that right?
That's heaven to me, is space to be able to write, you know, because everything's a little busy, so I love being able to separate that time and really engage with a piece. So.
You know, you were up for Best Actor Award at the AFIs last week.
Yes.
And lost.
Yeah, I lost. Yeah.
You see, is that...
I knew I was going. You know how I knew I was going to lose? When we walked in, the table for the movie, for Noise, our table was right up the back to the right, behind the big crane camera. So every time I went to the table, we had to kind of duck. And as soon as I saw the table, I went, right, that's it. We haven't won anything.
Yeah, if you're behind the crane, then that's
you're
a
in
sign.
trouble.
Is that a crushing blow?
Well, look, you know, it's a human thing. You want to win if you're in any competition, but you know, Eric Bana, he's quite an actor, and you know, he's very successful. So I kind of knew I was up against him, and you know, he was the Hulk, so it's hard to take the Hulk down. You know what I mean? And he was Chopper, so maybe he'd kill me if I beat him anyway. So you know, I knew I was up against someone, but I thought that the movie was so critically acclaimed. You know, all year that I thought we might have had a bit more luck, but that's okay.
The movie Noise?
Yeah, Noise was. Yeah.
Fantastic. But you chose the year to be up for Best Actor, and the movie was, you know, so lauded in a year of great films. Yeah,
really unique movies. So it was tough.
It must be a great feeling to be in the industry when it's had such a resurgence at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and it's lovely to be nominated. I know it's a cliche, but it is true, because I'd never played a lead role in a movie before. You know, that was my first go at it, and it was such a beautiful character and a character I could really find my way into, and it was funny, and the script was, you know, really well told, and working with Matt Saville was a pleasure, so it was kind of a gift, the experience.
Do you go into an awards show like that with a practised look of thrill for the guy that beats you?
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to be ready to go. I think, you know, I've fallen to that before, where the camera's gone to me and I've kind of, like, you know, had this look of disbelief and surprise. So
it's tough,
now,
though.
prepare to clap is where I am now, as soon as they announce it.
Do you stand in front of the mirror and go, this look will suit me?
Yeah, well, I do that often anyway because I'm an actor, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
The role in Noise, the guy, he's obviously suffering from tinnitus, the ringing in the ears.
Which is why I thought I might win an award, because he's got an ailment, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that the way it usually works?
The sympathy vote.
Yeah, that's right.
And I read about that you initially tried, you had an iPod with the ringing that you wore around.
Yeah, I had eye tinnitus. No, it was the sound designer Emma Bottignon gave me this CD of very piercing noises, so I put it on my iPod and walked around, but it was just really annoying, so I kind of stopped it. And I thought, I think I might just act this, you know what I mean? And the thing was, Matthew didn't want a performance of my ears kind of thing. He because this guy, like, there's an indication in the script, there's this great scene where he's asleep and it's ringing, and then it stops and he wakes up. And I thought, you know, it's 18 months in, so this thing's almost become a friend or a part of his mind, which I think a lot of men, you know, kind of have that approach till they have a pain in their back, and they'll wait a year and a half till they're practically crippled, and they'll say to their wife, oh, I think something's wrong with my back, you know. Yeah. So I kind of saw it more like that, in a way.
Yeah, interesting. Noise won the award for sound.
Yeah, I think you'd be in trouble if you lost the Sound Award with a movie called Noise. Yeah, I think there'd be something desperately wrong, you know.
Let's talk about what's... Sorry. Let's talk about what's coming up for you. You've got the release of 10 Empty.
Yes.
Now, 10 Empty has been your project, really, hasn't it? Am I right? You wrote it, you're the producer of it.
I co-wrote it with Anthony Hayes, the actor, and co-produced it, and we have a producer, Naomi Wenk, and I'm in it as well.
Right, and that's been how long in the making?
7 years.
Hey, how do you... In a process that goes for 7 years, there must be moments where you kind of almost get sick and tired of it?
Oh yeah, we lost hope a couple of times because the project gets close to getting up, and then the money falls away, and people come on, and you nurture another draft, and then people fall away, and so. But Tony and I, when we met Naomi Wank, the producer, we just said to each other, right, let's set a date to make this thing. And we had Dendy were on board, and then once we set a date for like 12 months away, we just had this momentum. We just told everybody we were making this movie for this budget, and people started coming along, I think, because we deluded them into the fact that we had a movie that was happening. And then we ended up on set in Adelaide looking at each other going, I think, are we shooting this movie? This is really happening. You know?
Are you not, but in a process that takes 7 years, are you not constantly wanting to rework it?
Yeah, we did. And it was kind of a blessing in disguise that we shot it in 2006 because the script was finally at a place that we were really proud of, and I'm glad we made that movie. But, you know, it's fantastic. It's coming out early in the year, and we got great actors like Jack Thompson and Jeff Morrell in it. And it's,
what's it about?
It's about family. Yeah, it's a coming home story of a guy that he hasn't been home for 10 years since the death of his mother, and he comes home and a lot of things have changed. So it's about him kind of embracing the past in a lot of ways.
Are you excited or nervous about the release?
A heady mix of the two, yeah. I'm really proud of the film. I think Anthony Hayes has done an exquisite job directing it. It's really beautiful, and I think hopefully Australians and Australian families will relate to it.
How real is the fear that in your business you're only as good as your next or your last project? You know, everything seems to hang on your last project.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I just keep inventing new projects. You know what I mean? Just to baffle people. No, it's. I don't know. I mean, it depends how you approach it. I kind of don't really worry too much about, you know, what people think of my last project or things like that. I just try to be true to it and, you know, come up with something I can truly engage and challenge me. You know, more than worrying too much, because you can get really caught up with what people think, and you know, it's dangerous.
You're just back from India, I understand.
Yes.
What were your initial impressions of India?
Oh, that is a wild place. Yeah, that is magic. It's got its own set of rules, that place. It's out of control. But I'd never kind of ventured into a land like that before, so it was really, really interesting. I'm writing a movie that's about an Australian cricket team that goes on their own kind of cricketing odyssey of India. So I thought...
They love their cricket in India, don't they?
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. As soon as you bring out a cricket ball or a bat or mention the word, there's just people just gather, you know, and I signed autographs as Ricky Ponting, Craig McMillan, and people thought I was Greg Matthews, which I took a bit, you know.
You don't want that.
That was kind of fine, I guess. But I played cricket in some very, very funny places. You know, it's hilarious. They'll play cricket anywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you go with your girlfriend?
I was first there with the director and the producer of the movie.
Right.
And we went as a team. And then I was there for about 2 weeks with them, and then on my own for a week, and then Rose came over for a few weeks.
Because I'm thinking you don't want to be there, or Rose doesn't want to be there with you whilst you're working on a script about predominantly men.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well,
maybe
it just
get an
seems very romantic.
Doesn't seem romantic, but is it a romantic place to go, do you think?
Yeah, like through Rajasthan's absolutely beautiful. Like places like Udaipur, it's kind of like you know, it's like Venice. It's beautiful. They have these floating lake palaces and beautiful walks. But I guess it's not romantic because you can't. There's a barrage the whole time. You're being harassed. There's a lot of beggars, and it's a pretty confronting kind of poverty going on over there, which is really hard to get over. I mean, it's just palpable. There's you know, a lot of people. Well, you know, there's hundreds of millions of people living on absolutely nothing. So it's pretty terrifying in that way. So that doesn't really inspire romance. That kind of stuff, you know, it's pretty tough, yeah.
Is that what you have to do to actually catch up together, to go to foreign countries and have holidays at the end of work trips?
No, not really. I mean, I've been in New York all year with her, and, you know, we sorted it out. It works out pretty well. Yeah.
You're doing your directorial debut for the STC.
For the main stage, yeah.
And of course, because you've done the other stage prior, haven't you? What's that like, and what's going on at the STC now? When you were commissioned to direct this play, Robin Nevin was there.
Yes.
Is that correct? So
yes.
Did she choose you?
Yes, she did. Well, she asked me because I've been running Wharf Too Loud, which is like the development wing theatre, and Kate and Andrew are taking over this year.
This is Kate Blanchett and her